When people say, what were you addicted to? I always say that's the wrong question, because it's really what happened to me, or indeed to anyone else, that meant I wanted to use something self-destructive in an attempt to cope with how I felt, even though that landed me in more trouble than the original problem would have done.
You mean it's the fact that you were addicted to anything?
It's an emotional coping mechanism. It's more that I want to delegate my emotional process to something outside of me, because I can't cope with me. So lots of people...
What were you addicted to? Was it drugs?
Well, that's the thing. There are 15 manifestations of addiction. I ran into difficulty with alcohol, drugs, boys.
Oh, right.
I ran into all sorts of difficulty, and I was deeply rebellious as a child or as a teenager. And yeah, I was fearless, but I understand where that all came from now. So I understand that the sort of fearless quality that I had, which was the kind of I don't care, all of that, actually came from I really, really care, but I don't know how to care safely.
So is an addiction, you're offloading?
Yeah, addiction, it's like the self-medication hypothesis. I can't cope with how I feel. I've never been taught how to have, let's say, healthy anger. I'm frightened of my emotions. I'm frightened of feeling low or of feeling angry, actually of even feeling happy and successful. So I will delegate those emotional processes out to other things. Lots of people over-exercise, some use drugs, some use alcohol, shopping, work, sex. I mean, there's 15, as I say, manifestations of addiction. And actually the key to all of it, the first step is sobriety. So you have to stop using whatever it is you're using. But the most important step is to learn how to cope with yourself.
Otherwise, and I've heard this before, otherwise you get addicted to something else, don't you?
Totally. You'll relapse.
And I think so many women, and I am a woman, so I know about this, like maybe men too, but the thing with food, it's so tied up with emotion.
Yeah, in fact, that lady said it. It's a relationship. You have to have a relationship with food, don't you? Because we need to eat. But it can get distorted.
It can be complicated.
And we were talking just now, before the show started, about how all of us, I don't know whether you feel the same, and I've self-sabotaged with food all my life. I start looking half decent, and I eat to not look half decent.
I wake up every single morning thinking about how much I'm going to eat today.
Yeah, me
whether
too.
I can stop myself eating too much.
Yes.
Every single morning.
Yeah, every Monday for me is a new start. And I'm the opposite. When I'm sort of feeling quite
Mandy's not gonna get a
All these new clients, everybody check in. How are you all feeling?
What have I walked into? But why do we do this to ourselves?
Each of you will have an individual clue inside you as to why you are compelled to, I suppose, self-sabotage or to displace and obsess onto something outside of yourself. For some, it will be a way of managing stress. For others, it will be a way, or attempting to manage stress, I should say. For others, it might be an esteem issue. The thing about it is that if you use food as an emotional coping mechanism, then you've already created a dependence. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
So if I need food because I feel sad, then every time I feel sad, I need food. So if you get into treatment from an eating disorder, you have to regulate the sort of standard 3 meals a day, if it's anorexia, 2 snacks and so on. But once you've got the food into abeyance, then you need to separate it up from the emotional process.
What is it about smart people who know that if they eat the food, it's going to make them feel worse?
Yes.
So they do it anyway. What is that about?
Well, I would prefer to control how I feel. So lots of people don't like how they feel, and it doesn't matter if they're going to feel worse or better. The point is they want to control how they feel. So lots of people would rather feel fat, disgusting, I hate myself, I feel sick, I'm in pain, than feel uncertain, uneasy, afraid or angry.